Imagine being able to maintain calm and composure in the midst of a traffic jam, or face a difficult conversation with your boss, or even deal with a personal crisis. This is the power of Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that has helped people for centuries to live happier and fuller lives. Stoicism teaches us that the only thing we can really control are our own thoughts and actions. Everything else, from the climate to the economy and the behavior of others, is out of our control when we accept this reality from which we can free ourselves. The anxiety and frustration that arise when trying to control things that are out of our reach. Stoicism also teaches us to focus on what we can control, which is our own character and our actions. By striving to live a virtuous life, we can create a sense of inner peace. Peace and satisfaction that do not depend on external circumstances. In this video, we will explore 10 profound lessons from Stoicism that can help you achieve inner peace and mastery over your emotions. Join us on this journey of self-discovery while we explore the ancient wisdom of Stoicism and how to apply it to our modern life. Lesson number 1. Accept what you can control. Epicurus and the Stoic era teach that a fundamental lesson is to recognize that our lives are subject to a division between what we can control and what is beyond our influence. To develop a calm and serene behavior, we must focus on those aspects of life that are within our sphere of control, such as our thoughts, actions, intentions, and responses. By focusing on what is really under our control, we can navigate life with a sense of purpose and mastery. Life is a set of uncertainties and challenges that are out of our control. Focusing on what we are able to control allows us to concentrate our energy and attention in effective areas of our life, such as our actions, intentions, and responses. The affirmation of focusing on what you can control is essential to develop a serene and calm life, despite the uncertainties and challenges that arise. By recognizing and focusing on our abilities, we can improve our emotional well-being and our effectiveness in everyday life. Lesson number 2. The power of acceptance in Stoic philosophy. This lesson comes from Marco Aurelio, Roman emperor and philosopher, whose ideas are reflected in his meditations. Marco Aurelio teaches us that life is made up of ups and downs and unexpected changes, so we must accept circumstances beyond our control and elements that we cannot influence. Acceptance in the Stoic sense means embracing the reality of the unpredictability and impermanence of life, focusing on what we can control, such as our thoughts, actions, and intentions. By accepting the inevitability of triumphs and tribulations, we can cultivate a serene and calm attitude, as well as greater resilience in the midst of life's challenges. Acceptance in the Stoic sense has a transformative power in our life. By embracing the reality of the unpredictability and impermanence, we can develop a positive and serene attitude, which allows us to live our lives with purpose and mastery, even in the midst of the ups and downs and unexpected changes that life offers us. Lesson number 3. Practice full attention. According to the wise Stoic philosopher Seneca, it is crucial for those who seek calm and composure in the midst of the storms of life. Full attention, in the Stoic lexicon, is a compass that guides us to the present moment, offering a sanctuary of the unceasing turbulence of past regrets and future uncertainties. In its essence, full attention is the art of inhabiting the now, immersing ourselves with profound consciousness in the present moment. It is the antidote against the affliction of the rumination and the unceasing agitation of the mind about past pains and future anxieties. Seneca's Stoic teachings invite us to pay homage to the beauty and depth of the present, recognizing that it is the only moment that has a genuine existence. The practice of full attention helps us find calm and composure in the midst of the storms of life, by focusing on what really matters, the present. By recognizing that the present is the only moment with genuine existence, we realize the beauty and depth in the present moment. Full attention not only helps us face the difficulties of life, but also allows us to appreciate life in itself, finding peace and composure in the process. The practice of full attention is also a way of paying homage to Seneca's knowledge and his Stoic teachings, by adhering to their principles and applying them in our daily lives. By doing so, we become more resilient and able to handle adversities with grace and serenity. Lesson 4 emphasizes the importance of cultivating resilience in Stoic wisdom. The teaching of the Stoic philosopher par excellence, Epicurus, teaches us how to face adversity with unbreakable strength. For Epicus, adversity is not an enemy to fear, but a chisel that sculpts the masterpiece of our character. Stoicism, with its roots in the natural order of life, imparts the fundamental truth that challenges are the urn and the plot of existence. The Stoics who embody this wisdom do not see adversity as an obstacle or source of suffering, but as an opportunity, a crisis that tempers and refines its inner metal. Epictetus invites us not to weaken in the storms of life, but to remain firm as an unbreakable chisel against the storm. Demonstrating the essence of strength and resilience in the midst of difficulties, cultivating resilience allows us to better handle stress, reducing the negative impact it could have on our physical and mental health. As we improve our ability to face adversity, we are also strengthening our emotional health and our ability to resist the tests of time. In lesson number 5, the Stoic master Tethys teaches us that true wisdom lies in the ability to choose our answers. In the midst of adversity, stating, the control of our reactions is essential to find peace and composure in the midst of the stormy moments of life. This teaching is a central pillar in Stoic philosophy, as it teaches us to recognize that although we cannot control external events, we do have control over our answers and choices. Sovereignty in our answers is a key element in the Stoic legacy, and this knowledge is essential to successfully face the challenges that life presents to us. In the Stoic sanctuary, internal control and philosophy based on self-dominance are fundamental elements. Recognizing that sovereignty in our answers is the key to firmly face the multiple challenges of life. This lesson teaches us to appreciate the importance of choice and the control of our answers in our path to wisdom and inner peace. In the Stoic sanctuary, sovereignty in our answers to the challenges of life becomes a sacred space. In the Stoic sanctuary, internal control and philosophy based on self-dominance are fundamental elements. Recognizing that sovereignty in our answers is the key to successfully face the challenges of life and find peace and composure in the midst of chaos. In this sacred space, internal Stoicism teaches us to accept reality, to face the challenges with courage, and to give ourselves the power to choose our answers, becoming authentic warriors of Stoic wisdom. Lesson number 6 teaches us to limit excessive desires in the illustrious tapestry of Stoic wisdom. Stoic wisdom recognizes that desire is a natural part of human life, but it also emphasizes the importance of understanding and controlling these desires to avoid suffering and dissatisfaction. In this lesson, it teaches us that our search for happiness and satisfaction is often linked to excessive or inadequate desires. These desires can include the need to control or change external situations, the concern for what others think of us, material greed, or the infinite search for pleasure. When we focus on these excessive desires, we move away from true wisdom and become more vulnerable to frustration and suffering. Stoicism teaches us that we must limit these excessive desires and focus on what is within our control, like our choices and answers. We learn to accept realities and to find peace in the midst of chaos, instead of looking for an illusory happiness that is based on transitory and out-of-our-control things. By applying this teaching in our life, we become wiser and more pleasant beings, because we focus on what really matters and we free our minds from the burden of excessive desire. Lesson number 7. Accept the circumstances of your life and do not worry about things that are not in your power. Life is a set of events and circumstances that come to us, some positive and some negative. Sometimes they can feel incredibly pleasant, while others can be sad, difficult, or even painful. However, as human beings, we cannot control all the events that happen to us. Stoicism teaches us to accept the circumstances of our life without worrying about what we are not in a position to change or control. Accepting the situations that we cannot change does not mean giving up our aspirations or surrendering to adversities. Instead, it improves our ability to face them more effectively and find inner peace. Develop a long-term perspective. Do not let yourself be carried away by the impatience or stress of the current situations. Keep a broader perspective and remember that everything will pass. Time will show you that some situations that seem tragic at the time have become opportunities to grow and learn. By accepting the circumstances of your life and focusing on what you can control, you will find greater calm and emotional balance. Do not worry about what you are not in a position to change, but about how you can face and overcome adversities. Lesson number 8 invites us to understand the transient nature of life and to apply it in our experiences and decisions. In this Stoic legacy, it teaches us that life is an ether of changes, moments and transitory opportunities that must be valued and experienced in a conscious and present way. This understanding of the transitory nature of life gives us a clearer and more balanced perspective about life and the events that surround us. By recognizing that everything is ephemeral, we can learn to enjoy and value the present moments, instead of worrying about past or future events that are not guaranteed. This Stoic teaching teaches us to accept the uncertainty and the inconstancy of life and to develop a flexible and resilient mentality in the face of the changes and challenges that may arise. By understanding that everything is transitory, we can learn to face these events with wisdom, serenity, and balance instead of incurring stress, the feeling of lack or anger. Understanding the transitory nature of life also allows us to focus on what really matters in our lives and divert our efforts towards these objectives. By focusing on what really matters to us, we can find more pleasure and meaning in our actions and decisions and reduce the importance of trivial matters. In short, the transitory nature of life and to apply it in our experiences and decisions. By doing so, we discover a more balanced perspective on life, and we make sure to live in a full, satisfied, and meaningful way. Focusing on what really matters and learning to enjoy the present moments without worrying about the ephemeral. Lesson number 9, the value of gratitude in a deep tapestry of Stoic philosophy. Stoic philosophy places great emphasis on the importance of gratitude as an integral part of a virtuous and full life. The Stoics believed that gratitude was a crucial component of the moral character and that learning and practicing it could help us live better and improve our quality of life. Gratitude, from the Stoic perspective, implies recognizing and appreciating the good things we have in our lives, even in the most difficult circumstances. The Stoics believed that, despite adversities, there was always something to be grateful for, our ability to learn and grow from them. By incorporating gratitude in your life, you are making sure to live according to noble values, and to focus on the things that really matter, instead of worrying about material or temporal things that have no sustainable value. By being grateful and finding the good in adversity, you will be able to live a more full and satisfactory life in harmony with the universe. Lesson number 10, virtue. Focus on being a virtuous and noble person instead of looking for the approval or praise of others. Stoic philosophy places virtue as the ultimate goal of life. The Stoics believed that virtue consisted in possessing moral virtues such as justice, prudence, temperance, and courage. These virtues are part of the ideal Stoic character and allow you to live a full and meaningful life, regardless of external circumstances. By focusing on being a virtuous and noble person, you seek to improve your character and your ability to do right and just things. Virtue is an internal object and is not measured by external praises or the opinion of others. When you focus on virtue, you can be more independent of social expectations and norms, which are sometimes arbitrary and changing. Learn to grow from your mistakes. Do not blame others or circumstances for your failures. Keep the responsibility of your actions and learn from them to improve. Associate virtuosity with pleasure. The Stoics believed that virtuosity was not only the best way to live, but it was also the only source of true pleasure. When you focus on virtuosity, you will learn to find pleasure and satisfaction in the fulfillment of your duties and in the development of your character. Keep this practical and temporal guide to maintain calm and composure by adopting these 10 lessons of Stoicism. Inspired by the wisdom of different Stoic philosophers and which embody the virtue of temperance, you can face the challenges of life with grace, wisdom, and inner peace. Stoic temperance becomes your anchor that guides you through the storms of existence, helping you to maintain calm in the face of adversity. By embracing these Stoic lessons, you discover a deep sense of tranquility and equanimity that allows you to prosper regardless of the challenges of life. The lasting wisdom of Stoicism reminds us that inner peace and composure do not depend on external circumstances, but are cultivated internally through the practice of these valuable lessons. If you have reasoned with our conversation today, I invite you to show your gratitude. Hit the like button, joining our community, and subscribing to get more content that invites reflection. Interact with us in the comments section to share your ideas. Thank you for being part of this journey towards understanding and resilience. Stay present, stay resilient, and adopt the Stoic mentality. See you soon. Good luck.